Great. So I gave you the answer also, right?
Yes.
Some organizations have something called like Aramco use EMS. Worldly use also I think EMS. Some company use CMS, content management system, but somehow the concept is same. So project management information system is the software. It contains three parts actually. One part is they have the repository. What is repository? The past project archive, past project. So you can browse them. They also have the governance, what we call it, OPA, organizational process assets, which contains policies, procedures. So OPA actually contains what? Policies, procedures, and corporate knowledge base, and also lesson learned register or lesson learned from the past project. So actually there are three parts here: policies, procedures, corporate knowledge base, and lesson learned, the team knowledge. They are the part of organization, so that's why we call them organizational process assets, because they belong to organization. The second thing is what under the PMI's umbrella is enterprise environmental factor. Like you have in your organization something called a resource pool, right? Where you have your resources available. In every organization, they have a software, right? To control the resources. How many resources, human resources, physical resources. Yes or no? Heard about it or no?
Yes, sir.
Great. So this for sure, this software is also connected with PMIS. So types of resources you have, your vision, company visions, missions, beliefs, your IT softwares or your softwares, whatever it is. These all are what? Internal enterprise environmental factors. And external environmental factors are like law, regulations, industry standards, ISO standards. They are the external EF. And I presume that you did not understand anything, or you understood something.
Can you just clarify this internal apps?
Internal. Okay. I will not clarify, I will show you. OPA contains what? What you have to remember, OPA contains what? Policies, procedures, templates, past project archives. Okay.
Okay.
These are what? OPAs. Which policy? HR policy, safety policy, project lifecycle, product lifecycle, templates, requirements, media, supplier list, risk list, BOQ. These all are OPAs. And we have EEF, enterprise environmental factors, and they are in two categories. The things which are under your organizations, they are internal EF. So your organization vision on which your organization believe, which you have to follow, right? We follow the vision, we follow the missions, we follow the leadership style, we follow the authority, we follow the ethics code of conducts. So these all are what? Internal EF. Also the infrastructure we have. This is our internal capability or capacity, that we don't have good softwares, or we have good softwares, or we have good machines or not good machines. This is our internal thing. The softwares, the type of computers, the type of machines, resource availability. You do the project from your own resources or you get it on outsource. So that is what your internal EF. Internal EF. External, not in your control, like economic conditions, marketplace conditions, legal restrictions, whether they are not in your control. So you have to work commercial databases, like all big organizations, big means giant organizations, they publish their financials, they publish their case studies. So we use them for the purpose of lesson learned, so we can improve ourselves. So these are some reasons. These are the things which you have to follow while working. And these lesson learned, like for example, when the plane crash, so after the plane crash, there are investigations and then they publish the journals. When there are fires in the plants or there are destructions in the plants, so they issue the case study, why it happened. So they will help you to be followed, so you don't make those mistakes again. So these are what? External environmental factors. Now it's okay. Internal in your organization, external outside your organization, like government or regulations. And again, the last, what we call it, emergency exit is, if you cannot remember anything in exam, the documents you will follow. What we do with the law? Law is there to guide us, or we have to follow the law?
We have to follow.
So this is what follow side. If you read the question and you found out that this document should be followed, will be the part of EF. And our past record is for follow or to guide us?
It is to guide us.
Guide us. So anything which is guiding us will be the OPA. So this is, the last emergency exit. If you don't remember anything, if it is guiding OPA, if it is not guiding, you have to follow its EF. That's it. No more kirgin. Enough. Management elements. That's it. This is our part. I need 20 minutes of solid concentration with no distractions. Please. Okay. You cannot understand this diagram directly. I have to explain it in a proper way, in an appropriate way. So to make this diagram applicable, you guys remember that diagram which I've shown you in the beginning: portfolio, program, project, and strategy. Gap analysis, right? Say yes or no. The first diagram which I show you
Yes,
for portfolio.
yes.
Okay. So just consider the same diagram in your own consent and look at the screen. What happens? As I said, if I go with the first part, let's suppose, let me clear out. I can do it again. So every organization has what? Strategic objectives, right? Strategic objectives. And let's suppose our strategic objectives were that we need to expand our revenue from 200 billion to 200 million to 500 million, or 800. 500 is a small. Aim higher, from 200 million to 800 million. So this is the strategic objectives recently established, looking at the market value, that look, everyone is booming, especially there are a huge investment in IT sectors. So now we need to grow our organization and take it from the current one is 200 million, and we need to take it to 800 million. So once this happens, in every organization, there's a department called business analysis. What Mr. Faisal was afraid about it, that math will be done by them. So this department can be called as any department: planning department, a strategic department, revenue. It could be anything. They work on future, actually. Proposal departments. So they have business analysts, and the task of business analysis is what? To perform the gap analysis. The first thing is what? They perform the gap analysis, and once they perform gap analysis, they produce what they check in the gap analysis? They check what is their current state and where they want to be. So what is their current capability and where we are aiming for. Once they do that, they are able to create a document called feasibility study. Now, this feasibility study contains multiple options to achieve the objectives, to achieve the $800 million, multiple options to achieve 800 million. Feasibility study also contains operational feasibility, that what is our capacity and capability, technical feasibility, that it will fit in our organization or not, technological feasibility, that we will be able to do that or not, financial feasibility, that do we have enough liquidity or we have enough financing that we can afford it. So this contains feasibility study, plus they propose by themselves, one option from multiple options that we think we should do it. So this is mentioned in feasibility study. For example, option like A is, we will do project A, and it will require $300 million. And in $300 million, it will be able to produce 600, we can say $500 million in 10 years. Then there is project B. It will require $150 million, and it will bring you 350 million, let's suppose, in 6 years of time. And there is project C. It will be like 250 million you need to invest, and you will get, let's suppose, 450 million, something like this, in 7 years of time. And there's project D regarding something. You will create $400 million for investment. It will generate $750 million in 8 years of time. Yeah, okay, 8 years of time. So business analysts perform gap analysis, and based upon gap analysis, they are able to produce multiple options in the feasibility study. And now this feasibility study will be submitted to the board. Now imagine if this is the board, like imagine this is the table, and you put it here, and here is your management, your CEO is here, your board of directors are here, and here is your department as a business analyst department. They will present this report, and based upon the financial situations and based upon the feasibilities, technical, technological, operational, and financial feasibility, your board will give you the approval for the green light that go ahead for the project. Let's suppose they are going that based upon current situation, the current one which is matching is project D. Go ahead with the project D. For sure, there will be discussions, there will be many meetings, there will be corrections. This is business analyst task, not your problem. So you get the green light of what you get, the green light of project D, that go ahead. Once this happens, right after that, so this was number one, right? This was number two. Now, number three document will be created by who? Business analyst. Will be called as business case. What is business case? It contains the reason why this project was selected. Why this project was selected. What is the economic feasibility for this? So by just answering why, Farhan, you will get the money from the bank or from the sponsor? No, right? So they will create another document which is called as number 4 document, let's suppose, and it is called as benefits management plan. What happens in benefit management plan? They do the financial calculations, that how much you will spend and how much you will get it, and what will be the return on investment, what are the assumptions you are using to produce this information, what are the high level risk, and what are our constraints, who will be the benefit owner for this project, how it will align with the company's strategic alignment, and matrix with which you will measure your thing. Matrix, listen carefully now. Matrix, yesterday we said we will establish the matrix which we will check after at every phase gate, that is it feasible to go further or shall we terminate the project now? Remember the phase gate, the dotted red line? So that is what will be used to match with the matrix, that are we spending in the right direction or not? If not, we will terminate the project. So 4 documents are ready now, and they are prepared by whom? By the business analyst. So now once these 4 documents are ready, so ultimately what will happen? Now the sponsor will be hired. Now it could be one sponsor or it could be the group of sponsors. The sponsor will be hired because you will submit, when you will go to sponsor, I want to do the project, he will ask you the business case and benefits management plan. And once they will go through with it, and every sponsor have a department where they go through these proposals, once they will think that whatever you have done, it's acceptable, they will agree to give you the money or financing for the project. Once a sponsor is hired, so there will be an agreement between the customer and a sponsor. Like yesterday, I said we will put one party, right? So customer is here and a sponsor is here. We will make an agreement between us that yes, you will provide me the resources to complete the project. Now, a sponsor will advertise the opportunity. Sponsor will advertise the opportunity. Opportunity means that we have a following project. Please submit your proposals. Advertise the project, and people will submit the bids. And once bids will be submitted, what will happen? Bids will be submitted, then there will be evaluation of bids, right? Their financial, commercial, technical. Once evaluated, then you will negotiate and make the agreement. So now there will be agreement between customer and sponsor and who is this guy? Seller. Once this agreement is done, then collaboratively a document is issued. Collaboratively, a document is issued, and this document is called as project charter. What is project charter? It is actually the abstract. It is actually the abstract of business case and benefits management plan. What is inside? We will discuss it now. But as of now, this is the flow of information. Let me repeat it again one more time. If you were not listening, you were not looking at the screen. So in every organization, they establish their visions. And to achieve the visions, there is a department which contains business analysis inside. They perform the gap analysis between current state and future state, and they prepare the feasibility study, which contains multiple options to achieve the visions in their dependencies, directions. It's a different topic for business analysis. Once they finish the feasibility study, they submit to the board. They show it to the board. Board look at this and they give you a green light to perform a select a project. So once it is done, then you will make the business case for that project. And also you will prepare the benefits management plan, which contains the reason and the calculations why this project was selected. Once these documents are ready, which documents are ready? Feasibility study, business case, and benefits management plan. Then you will hire the sponsor. So once the sponsor is hired, there will be an agreement between customer and the sponsor. A sponsor will advertise the opportunity. Then bids will be evaluated after submissions. Then the agreements will be signed between customer, seller, sponsor, and seller. And collaboratively, they will issue a document called project charter. What is project charter? It will contain the abstract from business case as well as from benefits management plan. This thing is understandable now. I try to make it quite visual. I hope it works.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, sir.
I just have
Go on.
issue since we hired the sponsor. So he should talk with the customer to identify what?
I didn't get it. Say again.
The sponsor should contact with the customer.
No, customer will hire the sponsor.
Customer will hire the sponsor.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, look, if you will have a project, you will go to banks, right? Or financial institutes or government that I have this project, I want to do it.
Okay.
So once you will go to bank or those institute, they will say, what you have, show us. Then you will show them. And if they think that it should be done, it will add the business value, tangible or intangible. They will become your sponsor. They will sponsor your ideas. So ultimately what will happen? You will sign an agreement. And once sign an agreement, now a sponsor will find seller for you. A sponsor will find seller for you. How they will find it? They will publish the opportunity in the newspaper or in the media. People will submit the bids, and then we will evaluate them, and then agreement will be made. And once agreement is made, a document is issued called as project charter. And project charter is the first document which is issued, which actually establish the existence of the project. That yes, project is going to start, which means this is what our first process group initiating. What was initiating? Committing, right? That we will do this project. That's what we discussed yesterday. I hope I answered.
The sponsor should be, in this example, the sponsor is from outside the organization, right?
Possibly outside or could be from inside also. Like who is working in Aramco here? Thomas is working in Aramco, right? Another one who's working in Aramco. Look, in Aramco, they have PMT, they have project directors, and to cover the resources, they have SMPs, supplementary manpowers. So PMT actually become the sponsor sometimes. Sometimes project department become the sponsor. So these are what now internal people. Got the point?
Get that point.
Yeah, and sometimes they're external also. Public-private partnerships. Like majority of the time, Aramco do the projects for the country or different things. So now you can understand this example, the picture which is on the screen. What happens that statement of work is prepared by the buyer, then feasibility study is there, and then we'll hire the sponsor, so charter will be issued. And once the charter is issued, our initiating process group starts. Once the charter is issued, you will plan the project. Once project is planned and approved, then you will perform the execution. And while execution, you will do monitoring and controlling. Once all the work is done, you will close the project. That is what our 5 process group, right? Initiating, planning, executing, monitoring and controlling, and closing. And that's what we discussed yesterday also, that the purpose of initiating process group is what? To commit, to authorize that, yes, we will do the project. So you can get the overall directions, you can get management approvals, you can start hiring the resources, arranging the resources. But the most important thing which happens during initiating process group with the help of charter is we assign the project manager by name. We mean seller. Seller says that from my side, Mr. A will be the project manager, and the name of the project manager will be mentioned in the charter. And once you become the project manager, who becomes the project manager? Mr. A. After becoming the project manager, your first task as a project manager is identify stakeholders for the project. Okay. So what it mentions, okay, who make the project charter? Sponsor make the project charter. Sponsor makes the project charter. Project manager can also make the project charter, but it must be signed and approved by project sponsor. So my dear fellows, I was trying to explain you on whiteboard. Now look, the first process of project management is what? Develop project charter. You don't need to remember the process names anymore, but I'm just showing you the flow. The first process is project charter, and to process anything, you need inputs. So what inputs we need? Business case and benefits management plan and our agreements. And there will be a format of business case. The format of business case you will find where? In OPA, right? Templates. OPA contains templates, isn't it? And benefits management plan contains what? External risk, PASL. So external risks are available where? EEF, isn't it? So once these things will be input with the help of some tools and techniques, I'm not going in detail now, you will be able to produce a document called project charter. What is business case? I told you it contains the reason why you are doing this project, because of technological reason, market reason, customer reason, government reason. So you just write down why you are doing the project. Feasibility study, which contains the options. Benefits management plan, which contains what? Financial benefits, strategic alignments, benefits owners, matrix, assumptions, and risk. This is my main slide, which I have to explain. What financial benefits actually? That what will be the net present value of money if you keep it in the bank or if you invest in the project. So it will show you the value of cash after the discount rates minus the discount rates. That what will be the value of cash today and what will be the value of cash, the invested cash in somewhere. Payback period, in how much time you will get the money, what you have invested. Return of investment, how much you will get it back upon your investment. Internal rate of return is something like percentage because you are not going to get all the money on first year, right? So it will be like 5% per quarter, 10% per annual, something like this. So this percentage is called as internal rate of return. And benefit to cost ratio is like 1:2. If it is 1:2, you will do the project.
No.
Because cost is 1 and benefit is 1 and cost is 2, right? So benefit should be greater than cost, isn't it? So if it is 2:1, yes, I will do the project.
What about 2/2?
Could be great. If it is the cost is high, we will not do the project. So in simple reality, what is human perception is whatever I invest, I should get the highest investment in least payback period, right? If you will invest the money, this is your perception, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So always remember that to select a project, you will select a project which have least payback period and highest returns. Least payback periods and highest return. Net present value should be highest. Return on investment should be highest. Internal rate of return should be highest. Benefit to cost ratio should be highest. But payback period should be least. There is a thing called payback period. Just to keep you entertained, I'm not sure that you are being entertained or feeling bored, but let's try. There is a project A. There is a project B, C, D. It requires 100,000 of investment. It requires 100,000 of investments. It requires 200,000 of investment. It requires 300,000 of investment. At the end of year 1, you will get, means after the project is started, means completed and you are running now. You are getting operations now. So 25K, 20K, 40K, 45K. At the end of year 2, 20K, 24K, 20 and 30, 3, 30, 20, 25, 35, let's suppose. So 30K, 25K, and 25K, 25K. And year 5, 25K, 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 25K. Which project you will select? And internal rate of return is the best method to select a project. This is investment.
Sir, I will select project A.
Reason?
Their return rate is high in early years as compared to others.
So you are saying, okay, this is your answer. Anyone else? What about others? Where is the big boss, Mr. Irfan?
Yes, I will go for the project 3.
Big people always think big. Okay. Yes, Mr. Said, what's your answer? You are saying something, right?
No, I didn't.
Then Mr. Bilal Afzal was saying something.
So apparently A.
Apparently A. What we said, we will select the project which have highest return in least amount of time, isn't it?
Yes,
So
sir.
if you look at project A, by the end of year 4, my investment is in my pocket, right?
Yes, sir.
If you look at the project B, how much was the investment? 100. So if you look 20, 20, 20, 60 and 80, 85 plus 89. So here it is 89. Here it is what? How much? 105. So I have got more returns. Let's see this one. 40, 60 and 60 plus 5, 110. And 40 plus 35, 80, 110 and 135. So by the end of year 4, this is your investment. Here you get more than 100%, right? And here is what? 89%, isn't it? And you can divide 110 by 200. What will be the answer if you divide 110 by 200? Come on, you have the calculator. At least do some work by yourself. You want me to do all the work?
55%.
What? 55%. And next one, 135 of 300,
45.
45%. So apparently what it looks like, this one is better, right? Based upon the amount of investment. Again, it's not the only method, but it will help you to check how much returns you will have a look, because Mr. Irfan is sitting here and he will start economics. So I am just saying from his perspective that we need to look at the balance sheet, that because whatever the amount we receive, we invest somewhere. So if we are investing somewhere, maybe I open real estate and I have to give them money per year. This is very advanced topic. It's totally maths. So we will check which project is giving the required amount of return so we can invest it there directly. Correct, Mr. Irfan?
Yes, correct. But we have to find out the equilibrium also, right?
Exactly.
And
We call it a scorecard.
yes, you know the
I
equilibrium
cannot open a scorecard here. That is
also.
portfolio topic.
Yes.
So that is the way of selecting the project. If you cannot remember anything, the final exit is least payback period and highest returns. That's it. No more maths. It's the task of business analyst. Contracts, and then we will have the charter. So as I told you, what can make? The sponsor will make it. If a sponsor is not making, project manager can make it, but approval will be given by the sponsor. Sponsor must approve the charter. So now look, as the KG kits, you must remember there is no exception, okay? There is no exception at all. You must remember all the points. So all the points written here. I'm really sorry. Okay, so project charter contains, always remember charter contains high level thing. If you find in the question in exam anytime, 100% it is what they are talking about charter, and 100% answer will belong to initiating process group. Answer will be 100.
Pardon,
High
come
level.
again, please.
Initiating process group or project charter always contains high level requirements, high level statement of work, high level assumptions, high level risk, high level constraints. These all are what? High level, brief information. So whenever high level discussion is going on, what you have to presume that you are at initiating process. And these things are mentioned in the document called project charter. Now, let me continue what project charter contains. Look, you can count it on the finger. Project charter contains high-level statement of work that I want to make a school with this, high level only. Assumptions you are making, that how many students will come and how much we will earn. What are the risks? High-level risk, not the detailed risk. What will be the major milestones of this project? What will be the approval requirements? Like you need to get approval from Ministry of Education and so on. What will be the exit criteria from the project? Like at the time you feel that you don't need to put more investment, let's terminate the project. How it aligns with the strategy. Most importantly, who will be the project manager? The name of the project manager must be mentioned in the charter. And initial list of stakeholder. And if you have multiple sponsors, so you should have the name of the sponsors and their authorities. Like if you have technical requirements, go to the consultant. If you have financial requirements, go to the bank. If you have change request, go to this person. These are what things mentioned in the project charter. And so you can understand the things more. I can show you a small template, which will be enough for you to understand. And here it is on your screen. It feels like when I say it will be on your screen, it feels like I'm playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with you guys. Where is it? 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 Here is my screen. Here is my screen. Here is my screen. Here is my screen. And we are on this slide. Next slide. New slide. And here it is. Fresh project charter 7. That's what I said, right? Major high-level statement of work, high-level assumptions, high-level risk, major milestones, exit criteria, approval requirements, project manager name and authority, sponsor name and authority. That is what the template. You can make any type of templates. So it's like a sample template.
One sheet.
Yes. So this is like a template is stolen from the Google, just for the understanding purpose. This document will be issued, and once this document is issued, your project officially begins. Without this document, you are not supposed to start planning for the project. Because if you will go to PMO, please give me the resources, I need to work on the project. He will say, hey, give me the charter, show me your name, where is it? Why should I give you the resources? So you will show him, look, this is the charter, and look, this is my name, and this is my authority. So give me the resources. That is what the project charter about. Clear? I think I explained it quite a lot today. So after becoming the project manager, your first task is what? Identify stakeholder. And this is the second process. And these are the only two processes in initiating process group.